dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Katie Cook. Some parts of the pre-virus lifestyle were seen coming back to life this weekend, including sports, as states continue to reopen. Jamie Yukas reports from Los Angeles on how some governors are continuing to handle the outbreak.
Green flag, NASCAR is back.
Tonight, NASCAR sparks a return to major sports with a race in South Carolina without fans. On Monday, Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks partially reopen. Social distancing will be tested at popular attractions like Old Faithful. By Monday, 48 states will have relaxed stay-at-home orders. Over the weekend, at least 5 saw an uptick in coronavirus. But in Texas, it was a surge, the state reporting more than 1,800 new cases Saturday, the biggest single-day jump since the pandemic began. More than 700 cases were reported at a meatpacking facility in Amarillo. Behavior is the wild card, like the scuffle in San Antonio. Store employees confronted a customer who refused to wear a mask. Governors are carefully watching infection rates, the crowds, and more testing. New York's Andrew Cuomo showed how it's done at a press conference today.
Now testing is really going to be very helpful in monitoring the virus.
As people around the country want to see more of the economy open up, California Governor Gavin Newsom says even with strict rules, he's optimistic about how his state's performing.
About 75% of our economy is already open. We've seen dozens of counties that have moved quickly where restaurants are reopening, office, manufacturing, logistics, warehousing, operations, and the like. But it's with modifications.
They were seen in places like Roseville, California, where restaurants reopened.
They wiped off all of the tables. They had menus that were disposable, so people weren't reusing them. I feel like they're doing a really good job, which makes us feel a lot more safe.
For the first time, Governor Newsom said some California school districts could be ready to go back to class this fall. Colorado's governor says he wants the majority of kids back in in-person classes by the end of summer break. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Governor Beshear did not give his daily coronavirus briefing today, but we do have an update on COVID-19 in eastern Kentucky. The Cumberland Valley District Health Department confirmed new cases of COVID-19 in both Jackson and Clay counties this afternoon. The Clay County patient is a woman who is currently hospitalized, and Jackson County has 2 new cases, a 54-year-old woman and a 36-year-old woman. There are now 61 cases in Jackson County and 2 cases in Clay County. For more information on COVID-19 in eastern Kentucky, you can head over to our website, WYMT.com. On Wednesday, retail stores can open, and on Friday, the travel ban ends, 10-person social distancing gatherings can resume, and restaurants can open back up at 33% capacity inside. But that doesn't mean every restaurant owner is ready to open their doors. It's a tricky thing. Krista Frost explains why.
It's a week we've waited for, shops and restaurants finally reopening to the public. But while you're excited, owners are far more hesitant.
Yeah, I don't have plans to reopen anytime soon. Honestly, it doesn't feel safe from a health perspective.
And it's not just the health aspect.
And it doesn't feel feasible from an economic perspective when we're only allowed to open at 33% capacity.
Financially, it's difficult. Dan Wu's business, Atomic Ramen, has more of a food court set up at the summit, making social distancing a lot more complicated.
You need more staff to be able to let people in, figure out the numbers, sanitize those doors. It's just much more staffing for much less business, and it just makes it really difficult.
But for those with an outdoor space...
So I wouldn't mind to buy more tents to install here and just let people sit outside.
That's likely the only way you could sit down at your favorite spot.
Honestly, personally, I'm not ready to open my dining to anyone yet.
Most restaurant owners say they're just not ready to take the chance of letting people sit inside.
God forbid, if somebody claims they got sick from your place, and that's it. That's the end of your business, because you have to shut down.
At least for 2 weeks, another financial hit they can't afford to take. That's why many are sitting back and taking it one day at a time.
It's kind of based on feeling, it's based on statistics, it's based on some of the science and some of the medicine news that's coming out in terms of infection rates.
In Lexington, Krista Frost, WKYT.
Many of the restaurants opening back up soon say they want you to call for information on how they're handling reopening before you stop by. Some are asking you to make reservations if possible. The state of Tennessee will offer summer child care assistance to those on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Tennessee Department of Human Services announced it will help parents pay for their children to attend a TDHS licensed child care facility. The program will give essential workers the option to send their children to a Boys and Girls Club or YMCA program for free this summer. Officials said grocery store workers, healthcare workers, first responders, postal workers, and transportation workers are among those who can apply. Applications will be accepted online through June 15th.
Well, some of us have seen a few light showers this evening. However, most of us throughout the mountains have managed to stay nice and dry. Let me take you to Pikeville at US 119, US 23, so you can see those beautiful conditions that they've been seeing down there this evening. And you can see as that sun sets, they've really just seen some calm and quiet conditions. However, that is about to change as we head into those early morning hours on our Monday. But these temperatures still actually very warm outside. A lot of us still in those mid to upper 70s right now. If you are closer to that Interstate 75, you're a little bit cooler and in those 60s. They've seen a little bit more of these showers this evening, but overall, I think we're going to stay okay throughout the overnight hours. But as we head into those early morning hours on our Monday, we are going to start to see some rain chances increase as we head throughout the day. And by the time we get to those afternoon hours, we are going to be seeing some heavier bands of showers and some thunderstorms approaching. So tomorrow's definitely looking like an indoor day, and you're going to want to have the rain gear ready if you are planning on heading out. Katie?
All right, Brooke, thank you. After a massive flood in February, Wasiato Winds Golf Course is back open. The golf course spent months cleaning and even remodeling some of its courses due to mud and debris left from flooding. Workers had to spray away mud, remove tree branches, and reseed areas of the course. Golf course officials say the water was almost as high as 15 inches in some areas. However, crews worked tirelessly in cold temperatures and worked in the snow, sleet, and rain. Course officials tell us they are happy to be open once again.
I'm excited, for the first tee. I'm excited for families. We're in a tough time currently, but when you get to see father-daughter walk together on a golf course, so for families to get a healthy experience and time together is valuable.
Golf course officials want to thank all of the state park staff and the golf course maintenance crews for their hard work and dedication to get the golf course back open. The Morehead State University cheerleading team has a long line of tradition. The co-ed team has 28 national titles under their belt. Allie Aldred, an 18-year-old Harlan County native, just made the team through video tryouts. Allred said becoming a collegiate athlete has been a dream of hers since she was a little girl, and that the hard work over the years has paid off.
You want to hold yourself to a higher standard, and you want to achieve these goals that have already been set for the people before you, and just continue to grow with the program. So yes, it is a little bit nerve-wracking, but I'm excited and I can't wait to get started.
Allred says she would not have been able to get where she is today without the support of the Harlan community, and she encourages others in her community to continue to dream big. Well, normally this is the time of year thousands of seniors around eastern Kentucky would be putting on their cap and gowns, but due to the coronavirus, that walk across the stage they dreamed about looks a little different. WYMT's Camille Gear has more.
Sirens, honking, and waves. All sights and sounds celebrating Floyd Central's class of 2020.
A typical parade, you don't have the social distancing that takes place, so we thought what would be a better way than to just tour all the little communities that make up this school district.
A graduation parade more than 50 miles long with more than 200 cars.
I didn't expect for it to be this big. The groups were twice as big, and nearly every home coming out of Left Beaver through Wayland and Garrett, people were out, they were waving, they had their fences decorated, they were holding signs. It was amazing.
It wasn't the walk across the stage they hoped for.
I think I probably enjoyed this more than I would have like walking across the stage. And of course at first it was kind of hard to grasp that I wouldn't be able to do it, but it ended up being really awesome.
But it's still the thought that counts.
But my staff is like so important to me, and I'm so thankful for them because I've messaged them every day asking questions and they're always ready to help me and respond.
And of course, parents and teachers could not be more proud.
Anything we've asked, classwork, AP classwork, AP tests, they've done it, NTI packets, they've been willing to do what it takes to graduate. And if I'm not mistaken, we've had every senior in Floyd County graduate.
For one last ride together. In Floyd County, Camille Gear, WYMT Mountain News.
Superintendent Danny Adkins says he hopes they can make this parade a tradition for years to come. And much like the parade at Floyd Central we just showed you, the COVID-19 pandemic did not stop Boyd County High School from having a graduation celebration for its 2020 class. Boyd County held a drive-through graduation ceremony last night. Now this is much different than the traditional ceremony, but the new graduates were all smiles. Instead of sitting together as a class one final time, they were in a caravan crossing the stage in a drive-through graduation.
I think it allows for a time of celebration for our students and their parents, and also a time for closure. You know, it's the end of the school year, and they've graduated. They've gone through Boyd County Public Schools for years, and this is a culminating event.
Boyd County High School does plan on holding a traditional graduation ceremony once restrictions have been lifted. Coming up on Mountain News Weekend Edition, concerts from the couch, how to get some Kennedy Center culture from the comfort of your home.
And scattered showers and storms are in the forecast for tomorrow. I'll provide details on timing and impacts coming up.